Yeah. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Oh, I gotta. You know what I have to do? I'm so sorry. Do this again. See, I'm a rookie. They can hear us now, by the way. Hold up. We gotta start this too. All right, now we're actually really ready to rock and roll because now I can actually put something into post production for you here. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Okay, see it over here. And are we on? I think we are. I can see it over there. I don't know if I see. Oh, we're on. We're on. We did it again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Local BizCast. And I am so happy to have my next guest here, Angelina Capalbo from, okay, I'm going to get this right because there's a lot of stuff going on over here.
Okay.
You have got, I can't believe how much you could fit into a day or a week or a month or a year. But you're from Pascack Valley Home, which is brokered by eXp Realty. So you're a realtor. However, you're also into charity work. And not just a little bit of charity work, like a lot of charity work. So the one thing that I know I know a lot of, because we have some mutual friends in there, is Spoil Me Pink. Mm-hmm. So breast cancer awareness. And you have a story about that. So a little teaser right over there, of course. But you're also involved in another one. And it's a kind of appropriate. These 2 months kind of touched each other because October was Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And now we also have Fisher House. And that's a nonprofit that assists service member families. So that's going to be kind of veterans and everything like that, with Veterans Day coming up on Monday. And I believe you said like November is the month. Service
members month.
Fantastic. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, Angelina Capalbo, welcome. You want to get closer to the mic because I'm telling you, people, yeah. So I don't even know where to begin. Oh, and by the way, lest you guys see, we have a little action going on the table over here. See, since it was not an 8:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning type of an idea, we are allowed to drink tonight over here. So we've got a little wine tasting, and Angelina has a little bit to say about that. So I'm like this is amazing. So where do you want to begin? You tell me.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm excited
You're welcome.
to be here. I've actually been here once before watching the segment in your waiting area.
There we go.
And so that was fun, and I'm excited to catch up every week, and I'm happy for you to have this. And
you're my one viewer. Well, no, my mother. Thanks, Mom. So
this is gonna definitely catch wind, and I'm glad to be part of it. You know, one of the first four. So hopefully we can come back sometime.
I hope you don't think you're like my beta tester, because I definitely called Steve Fox. I call you out every single week. He was like my true beta test.
Yeah, I was here when he was here.
That's exactly right. You know, so we went from having to see my bald head. We've got now the graphic on here. Like we grow every single day. So it will be nice. So all right, but I'm giving you the mic because maybe we talk about the wine first and the champagne, and then we can go in. And while we're sipping, we have to hear your incredible story because you've packed a lot of life into a short period of time. So we want, all right. So tell me about her story.
Yeah. So, One Hope Wines, I just became a rep for them. One of the things I love about the company is, first of all, I love drinking wine. I love California wine as well. And this wine has a social impact where 10% of all the proceeds go to a charity. The company can decide, or you and I, or anyone who's hosting a wine tasting event with me can decide where to donate. This month, we're doing Fisher House. So if anyone's interested, we'll post the links across, social and on the YouTube.
I'm going to figure this out. I promise. I promised Angelina I'm going to figure this out. As you guys probably know, I have a hard time figuring out this whole social media thing, but we're going to get there. And I think it's going to be a good start with you. So we're going to put the Fisher House on there, 10% off. Come on, you can't beat that.
10% goes
towards the 10% goes to charity.
Yeah. So
win. I like that. All right. So tell me a little bit more about what One Hope. So this is California based?
Yes. Napa Valley.
There we go.
And they're really big on social impact. It's sort of that, local consultant kind of way. So there's no territory. Anyone that's interested in becoming a host can certainly reach out to me as well.
You're not worried about somebody coming in on your turf, little turf wars. I'm going to see some wine bottles being tossed over here. So
we all have our own friends, our own family, our own networks.
Right.
So, people can all the wine is shipped direct to the customer's home. So it's not like you're delivering product. And
so easy.
Today I brought it to you, so it was real easy, but
even better.
Yeah.
So
excited to be here. We are trying, you want to take a sip?
Okay. Yeah. Well,
some Prosecco.
Prosecco. Here we go. Cheers. I do the Ted Lasso thing. I hope you don't mind. You ever see Ted Lasso?
Yes.
All right. So tell me about this Prosecco, because I felt like I've had Prosecco in the past. It has been super sweet, tart, whatever it is.
Yeah.
This is a lot easier.
Yes, it is. You definitely could. I don't know. I'm tasting the pears and apples.
Oh
I
my
don't
God,
know.
your tongue is
getting
way
there.
more sophisticated. You know what
Yeah.
I taste? I taste Prosecco.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Sorry to the wine people. I think we just lost some advertisers here.
I was trying to keep it white, with
Mm.
Thanksgiving coming up and still, not really getting too deep yet. But the company certainly has the champagne, the rosé, the whites, the reds, the darks, the lights.
You're into this. I could tell. You got the
it's a lot of
smile
fun.
going
I
on, the light in your eyes. She's into the wine. Forget about the real tea. Forget about all of that. Listen. Yeah, and who can't not like wine? I mean, come on.
Yeah. No, it's delicious and it's nice. I love the social impact. And so it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
When you go to somebody's house and you're doing this, right? You're doing these
Yeah.
wine tastings and everything like that. Like, is there a whole thing? Is like it's organized, a schedule? We go from one thing to the okay. So
So normally when we do event tastings, the wine tastings, we bring usually a 6-pack of wine, and we can actually customize it with the host based on what them and their attendees like.
Okay.
Or we mix it up and we do like bestsellers, or we do like a variety. There's a couple options to work with.
So for somebody like me who has absolutely no idea, you'll just from soup to nuts, you got it, and then you'll arrive and you'll put the whole tasting together.
Exactly.
Because you're not going to start with the heaviest of heavy reds and then come into.
We ask the host to provide glasses. We'll bring the plasticware if they don't want to have to clean glasses. We do that. And then we asked them to provide like a charcuterie board. There are some great places around here that offer
You had me at charcuterie.
And then so we bring the wine, the education. The idea is to obviously sell wine that night. The host gets rewards in the sales, so there's an opportunity to win back some wine, I guess.
Okay.
And then there's an opportunity to be able to raise money for a cause that's important to them if they want to. That's kind of the goal, is to try different wines, hang around with your friends and enjoy, and then talk a little bit about the different wines, but also talk about the charity, which usually the host picks, so they get an opportunity to talk about. So happy to talk about the charity if you want to zip into that.
Let's go into the charity. That's the next. Look at the segue. It was absolutely perfect. So go ahead. Talk about a little bit. Today is going to be the Fisher House. Is that correct?
Yeah. So last month it was Spoil Me Pink, which we can touch a little bit about, which there are three co-founders for Spoil Me Pink, and one of them is based in Woodcliff Lake. So this is definitely a local impact, which I love. And Spoil Me Pink is a great organization.
Jen, you're coming on here. I don't want to hear anything other than that. You just say yes when you get over here. So we're plugging you right now. You're coming on it. So
And so I met Spoil Me Pink while I was actually referred to them through my cancer support group. So I was diagnosed with cancer on September 27th. And I have hereditary cancer. So it wasn't a huge surprise to me, like it might be for other people. I've been screening for the past decade, way more than the average person. A mammogram is not sufficient enough for me. So I have to have an MRI and an ultrasound every 6 months.
My wife is in the same boat.
Yeah.
Dense breast tissue. The mammogram doesn't get enough. So you go for the MRI. Yep.
So
and you were diligent.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. You caught it early.
Same day. Mammogram missed it. MRI caught it. And then I had my 4th biopsy, which this one is the one that caught it. So this is the 4th time I've gone through it. DCIS, it's stage 0. A lot of people don't realize that cancer is 5 stages, 0 to 4. And I was, obviously I was, completely distraught like anyone is. But at the end of the day, it is really the best kind of cancer to have. It's preventable, non-invasive. And so I just 2 months later had a double mastectomy, and I had implants put in. So I'm going to be having an exchange surgery. I've been seeing folks like yourselves recently because I needed to go to prehabilitation, which I didn't even know was a word.
Absolutely.
And now I'm in
God.
rehab.
See that? I'm not even plugging this one in Health Center here. I have my my guests do it now. So this is perfect.
We have to find common ground. So it's important that we do talk about this
It's funny.
Space.
And coming from a professional, and again, doing this over 2 decades now, not even knowing until recently that there is oncology physical therapy, oncology occupational therapy. And my brand new occupational therapy, my director, just came from MSK. That's where she was
Oh, yeah.
spending the last 11 years in the city doing oncology occupational therapy. So she started, here's my plug, Spine and Health Center. She started Monday, November 4th. This is like, I mean, this is incredible, right? So the timing, who knew? But tell me what, I mean, the fact, like, that's such a huge thing for me in being in the health field and being kind of a holistic practitioner, a chiropractor. We are preventative. We're maintenance. We're wellness. It's, we have a big battle because insurance companies who pay us don't pay for that type of stuff. And I find it to be, it doesn't make sense to me because how much more money could we save if we prevent things than if we have to pay to help them or not help them and just kind of be palliative for the rest of their lives. So what made you be able to do the screenings? Where was your mindset with that? And then what would you recommend to other people, other women in your boat? Like, how would you go through that process?
For me, having the genetic marker, the mutation was great. Right now, like Medicare, Medicaid doesn't cover in New Jersey, doesn't cover the genetics testing.
Right.
At the time I was employed, so my employer-based health insurance did allow me to do the genetics testing. And that was great. And that found the markers.
Yeah.
And then I shared that information with my family, my immediate family members, and they all kind of assessed whether they wanted to have the genetic testing done to see if they carried it. Some did, some didn't want to. And so my mother ended up agreeing to have it, and she is the carrier. So most likely I got it from her.
Got it.
My sister did the test, and she was negative. So now her and her daughters don't, and she doesn't have any boys, but boys and girls.
Right.
So it would affect both. She doesn't have to worry so much.
Got it.
And now I really have to just make sure I stay on top of getting what it is that I need. And because it is screened and because there's medical necessity, I can usually get access to the services that I need.
Fantastic. So. Fantastic. A survivor. Wonderful. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. So, all right. So that was Spoil Me Pink. Mm-hmm. We missed it. We tried to get her on last week. Corinne, you stole her spot, but it's okay. We loved it. But it parlayed us into the month of November.
Yes.
And it just worked out perfectly for you. I have to sit because I cheers and I didn't sit. So hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I really missed that.
That was my fault. So that brings us into the Fisher House.
Yes.
And this is now veterans or service people.
Yes. So, as I mentioned before, I really encouraged all my family members, immediate family members, to get tested. At the time, genetics testing was still kind of new. It wasn't really mainstream yet. And so finding out, my mom had beaten breast cancer twice. So, initially they looked at it and they were like, oh, breast, ovaries. So they're not thinking men. Ended up finding out 3 years ago that my brother, who was at the time a 22-year vet, we found out he had stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Oh my goodness.
He had, at that time, they'll give you the genetics testing because they want to see if you can be eligible for trials and tests,
right?
Which really prolonged his life by 13 months. But we found out that he was the carrier. So there's way, more information that just continues to become available. There are 5 or 6 types of cancer that with my genetic mutation, I'm susceptible to, and pancreatic is one of them. And unfortunately, it's not something my brother had gotten tested for prior, so he just didn't know. That's
such a tough one because by the time you're symptomatic, that's the problem.
It's too late.
Typically, and I have to plug where I can plug, but chiropractors, we take x-rays, we take MRIs for this, and it's like you come in for a musculoskeletal complaint, we get an MRI for a lumbar spine or a thoracic spine, and then boom, we see an incidental finding on your pancreas. And those are the people who survive the absolute best because you're catching it before it becomes such a problem. And that's why I think pancreatic cancer is kind of like it's a bad ticket to get. It's only because by the time you typically know that you have it, it's way too late. And so the same thing with your brother.
He literally had a stomach ache.
Yeah.
And went to the hospital, and that's when they found out. And originally they'd give him like three months.
Yeah.
And then he did these trials.
Yeah.
And after the genetics test, and that prolonged his life significantly. So so it's just incredible. And then in Hillsdale, there is an event called, it's kind of an interesting, funny name, Scotty Poo's. It's an annual barbecue, Sippy Poo's, he calls it.
Sippy Poo's.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in Hillsdale.
All right.
And I went to that event that summer. that my brother had passed in December. So that summer I had gone, and they raised money for Fisher House. And the president, CEO of Fisher House was there, and he gave
Wow,
me a
okay.
commemorative coin that day just to like honor my
Your
brother's
brother,
passing
sure.
and stuff. So it was just like a real, the connections were there. It was
100,
like, wait,
yeah.
like this is a great, I love doing events, going to events in the Pascagoula Valley. I love supporting the local economy and going to the farmers markets and going to the fundraising events and doing stuff here. There's so much to do here. And so getting to do that was a great opportunity because I was able to meet like this executive,
The top of the top, right? The head honcho over here, right?
and it was really cool. And now I have this coin that I can keep, as my memento forever with my brother.
That's
so I love it.
amazing. And then you
Yeah.
met with the Fisher House, which became, what a tie, of course. And
Yeah.
so, and now we have this that we get to use, the One Hope and the. So wait, hold on. It's One Hope is the wine,
Yes.
and then it's her story is.
Yeah, so it's again it's a female-owned brewery, so
Okay.
winery. Sorry, I also like craft beer.
Listen to this. You're gonna have a lot of fans after this one
Yeah.
over here.
So they have several different lines of wines. They have, for example, they have wines for client and employee gifts, or like they have one as an agent. It says "New Home, congratulations on your new home," or
see how
like
perfect.
difficult conversations.
Look at you with the time.
Like,
All right, hold on. We're gonna try this. I gotta try the
It's
technology over
interesting.
here. Hold on, ready? What do we say? We say camera 3, I think, over here. Let's see. It's camera 3. And I'm gonna kind of zoom in on here, guys. Where is it? Over here. I'm getting good at this. Hold on. I don't know. Is it not clear enough? I don't think it is. But we will post all that.
Yeah.
We'll post. We're gonna get deep over here because that should be clearer over there. But yeah, we're gonna post all that information. So anybody who's interested, without a doubt, what a great idea.
Yeah.
For a realtor thing. I love that. Look at
yeah,
you
it's really cool. I saw this and it was like, new home or anniversary of your home. Like I thought that was like the coolest thing, or difficult conversations where a client doesn't, win, an offer.
Right.
They really love. Like sometimes it's hard to say no to, those, and it's great to have another, redirection, but then have like a soft landing for it. It's not an easy thing. So.
And you also brought up like for my employee gifts, right? The holidays coming up. It's
sure.
It's November. What is it? November 6th?
Yeah, there's like
it's
a
like
Thanksgiving
tomorrow.
one,
It's over.
like a thankful one, which is really nice. And a lot of times people buy a turkey for their employees or their customers, and then you include a nice bottle of white wine. So just like it's a nice thing. I'll certainly be using it a lot,
right?
So I can donate 10% of the proceeds of even my own purchases to Fisher House.
This is perfect. It's a win-win-win. It's the right time, guys. So without a doubt, let's help Angelina and everything that this is all about, because this is super cool. I love it. But this is all side hustle for you.
It is, yeah.
This is all side hustle. And you did bring up one more thing. So before I go into the department, you were talking about all the local Pascagoula Valley events, and that is your Instagram. So I don't know if you want to share all that kind of stuff, but that's your thing, is like kind of showing everybody what the local events are. And I'm telling you, I'm in the Pascagoula Valley. I'm in Wycliffe Lake. I never know what's going on. I don't even know where to find it, but now we do, because Angelina has done all the hard work. I don't even know where you even gather that information from.
I've always just loved knowing where to go and what to do, like where I live, around where I live, where I work, right? And so I've always just been infatuated with that. There's so many great things to do here, like really cool businesses that are popping up, and small businesses that really need our support right now, especially. And
that's what this is for.
Yeah, and so it's awesome. I love promoting when restaurants or retail stores are doing fun events, especially anything charity. I love it. And so I just, when I see something, instead of keeping it to myself, I just like to share it. I started a Facebook group. We get about 50,000 views a month on my posts.
Well,
so
look at you.
Pretty big, but
that's not such a small side hustle.
No, but it's just something I do for fun. It's a little filler in between the work that I do in real estate and the wine. And it's really a great way to give back, because I do want people to thrive here, and I want them to feel like they can work, play, eat, have fun. There's so many things to do. And I do try to stay here. I try to support the local economy here as much as I can.
I don't think anybody is more capable of doing as many things as you. You are incredible. So I told you guys, she has a lot. She packs this all in, and it's incredible. Yeah. And again, a lot of that was side hustle, because your main business is you're a realtor.
Yes.
But not just a regular realtor, which I mean, yes, you do regular realty, but the cool thing is you're green and sustainable.
Yes.
And
Literally born on Earth Day. I'm very into the environment and sustainability. And so it's just natural for me when I got into real estate that I got my green designation, and, really all about helping people find resource efficiency in their home, trying to, live as sustainably and conscious as they can. And so that's always been really important to me. It's how I live my life. I've even toyed with the idea of starting a local refillery in the valley. I feel like
you're gonna have to explain what that is. What's a local refillery?
So we're so consumed with packaging. We buy
Amazon
laundry detergent.
Right.
And it comes in a big plastic container, and that's a portion of the weight that you're buying. Basically, product that's unusable. So the idea of a refill market is that you come and you purchase, refillable products, so you are able to keep the packaging, use your packaging,
right?
Use your container.
Already paid for it.
Yep.
Right.
You're not
already had to mass produce it. Right.
We're not going to charge you for your container, right? We literally weigh it, deduct it, and then you just pay for the product. So it's getting outside of having this wasteful packaging and all of that stuff.
I'm assuming you're going to do this on Sundays from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. when you have your spare minute over here.
Right now, I'm kind of just experimenting, but I did throw it out there.
Yeah.
I did grow up on Facebook. That's my generation. So I did throw it out there on a couple local Facebook groups. And a lot of people really expressed, like, I would totally support this. And I think it's important before you do open a brick and mortar or you do sublease space out of a store that has a little extra space, if their landlord allows it. You basically do want to make sure that this is something that people want in the community, that we need in the community.
Right.
And you have to do it a little bit different, right? You have to get exclusive brands that you can't find at Whole Foods or Mom's Market, because there are some stores that do offer some refill of pantry, products.
I didn't know any of this.
Some of them do, like Mom's in Paramus is probably one of the most coolest spots for that. But if you go to Whole Foods in Woodcliff Lake,
right,
or closer, they'll have some area where you can get breadcrumbs bulk,
Oh, got it. Okay.
Nature.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's there. It's just a matter of how much of it is done. I'm definitely a proponent of the clean brands, no chemicals, keeping it safe for, septic systems and for our skin, our largest organ. So for me, I love just to continue doing it for myself. And then if my neighbors want to partake in it, then I can buy more volume of refillable products.
There we go. Margins and everything like that. Volume. And that's incredible. Because, I mean, up here in Bergen County, we're old towns, and you're talking about green and sustainability. It's like, can you convert some of these older homes to become green? I mean, listen, obviously we use better light bulbs and stuff like that. But, I mean, and again, if you want to delve into this, what are
many things that you can do? I mean, low flow,
I'm drinking, by
toilets and
right.
Faucets and, just having, a rain barrel. I know, something right now that we're like in a state of drought. We just passed by the lake and
it's like empty.
It's empty.
It's empty.
And so, water conservation, mow, not mowing your lawn, and just being conscious of the environment and trying to use the leaves as natural, barriers,
I was trying to do that with my son. I hope I don't take too much time, but like we're on the way home and like the leaves are taking up all of the street now. Like we have a very wide street and the leaves are coming in. There's so many leaves and everything like that. So I'm like, buddy, he's 11. I'm like, we got to figure out what we could do with these leaves. Like, how can we use these leaves?
Well,
this is so much. You can mulch them.
Literally, like you just mow them.
Yeah.
And you use that as sort of.
True. But like, okay, we have all this. Can somebody else somewhere use this as a resource, whatever it may be? And, of course, I think it's incendiary, but like, I don't want to like create, I don't know. Can you create fire with that? Who needs fire anymore? Everybody has fire. But what can we use it? I don't know. Hudson, I'm waiting for you to come up with that answer. I know you're 11, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. So there are things that we all can do, and that's huge for you.
And improvements that people can definitely make in their home. If anyone has any questions, I love talking real estate, and a lot of times people are making improvements to their home. They want to know what the value of that improvement is in their home, and happy to help with that, to try to figure out, is it worth me looking into solar? Well, it depends on the the way that your roof is facing towards
Right.
the sun, right? There's, also you could even get it onto the ground. So there's different ways of looking at it and trying to be resourceful with the kinds of energy, consumption.
So well
and
versed in
resource.
this. It's amazing. All right. You are here because this is the local bizcast, and I'm
Yeah.
bringing in all these local people. I want to help. I want this to be an avenue, a resource to help. You got your voice heard, of course, but what is it that we can do to help you?
Well, I would say for now, definitely always looking for clients who are serious about, wanting to live here. I concentrate on the Pascagoula Valley, but I'm a North New Jersey, agent, and I have 3,000 peers in my brokerage alone across the state. So, I'm happy to refer to someone that is closer.
Right.
I like the idea of agents being a little bit more, not saying territory, but having some specialty about the areas that they are, working in as much as possible. For me, sometimes I'm helping a client that doesn't want a referral. They want to work with me. And then my job is to really research this area for
Right.
them so that I can understand, and convey some of those important things to them quickly, which is nice. And then I get to learn about a new area.
And there you go.
We
There
have,
you go.
as
It'd be weird for you.
talked about, we have a lot of municipalities across the state of New Jersey, probably way more than we need.
I had no idea we had that many mayors.
Yeah.
I had no
I know.
idea. So
Well, sometimes there's shared resources. Like my daughter goes to school in the township of Washington, but we
Right.
live in Westwood, so the upper, the middle school and high school are
shared. Yep.
One town doesn't have a train, one town does. So like there's
And this is the
trade-offs.
value of a local realtor who
Yeah.
knows their stuff. And it's like, I mean, okay, great. You have a client who wants you to find them something in Nebraska. Like,
Yeah.
you could
Well,
probably
let me
do that,
say-
but what's the value?
Yeah.
Right now, you know which trains are where and what's going on and what's
Exactly.
shared. And
Yeah.
you don't have a library, but you can go to this library, what pool, and blah, blah, blah. And that's a huge thing, right?
Yeah.
So,
You definitely want to partner with an agent that lives there. I'm licensed in New York and in New Jersey, so if you want to pump your own gas or you want to shop on Sunday,
see?
we can fill the void.
Who knows about the gas pump? It's so fun. I grew up across the state line right over here, and everybody will go down to Willowbrook, which is like half an hour away. It's supposed to go to like 91 miles, like 12 minutes. I'm like, I don't know. It's just that wall might as well have been the Berlin Wall. I keep on saying it because
Yeah.
people just don't cross over there. Now gas is about the same price, so it's you can go anywhere you want over there.
Either way, but yeah, definitely recommending a local agent and even interviewing. I've had clients that are looking for second properties in other states. Now, I don't just refer them to somebody by some internal random thing.
Here's a sister
I
realtor
actually
of ours.
interview these agents to see if they're qualified enough to represent my client in an area where I can't service them.
That's incredible.
So yeah, you just have
how many people take that extra step? Probably not that many.
I don't know. I definitely. I mean, I'm sure you do it in your business too. You're referring somebody out. You have your service providers that you work with, your networks that you work with, and we're always looking for that. Me as an agent, I mean, I don't obviously unless someone's paying cash for a property, I'm dealing with a lender or a broker. So I'm, of course, homeowners insurance is required, right? We have to have title. So there's lots of people that I like to work with. And anytime someone asks me for a referral, I want to make sure I'm being very careful and making sure I don't get in trouble. And I always want to refer multiple. You can choose who you want, but these are some of the service providers that I've worked with.
And you want them to be good people, not taking care of.
I want them to do a great job. Not just day one. I
all
want
the
them
time.
to do
good. I find good people do good jobs.
Yes.
Right? Genuine good people do good jobs.
I agree.
And you are a good person. You can do a good job. And look what you're doing for everything. And for you, Survivor, your story, everything. I just don't even understand how you have enough time. It's incredible. And now you're going to delve into this refillery and all that. I've never even heard that before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I always have the fun fact tidbit. I know I'm running out of time. I'm in seconds left. And you already told us about the craft beer, but I need to know the ballroom dancing too.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Where,
so I love dancing so much. I started dancing when I was 18. My dad was a hustle dancer. He grew up in the late 70s hustle dancing, and he really wanted me to get into it because he loved it. And I think a lot of times as parents, we want to subject our kids to what we like to see if they like it too, because then we have something in common. And I went for my lesson at Arthur Murray in White Plains. 'Cause I
Oh,
grew
good
up
old
in
Arthur
Capalbo.
Murray. All right.
And so I went in, I had a great lesson. I ended up getting the owner's son, and he's like, "You're great." He's like, "How about instead of you pay me, I'll teach you how to dance, and then you can teach other people how to dance." And that's how I got into it. And now I run 2-3 events a month at the Paramus Firehouse, which is a volunteer firehouse.
There we
Their
go.
hall, and I run
Because she hasn't done
That's
enough
fair.
already, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing.
That's just a hobby, though.
Okay.
I don't do it to make money.
All right.
It's just
Good
for fun.
person. You're a good person. You do good things, and I just thank you so much. Incredible. You're like the perfect person for this.
Stop.
You are great. Thank you so much. You reached out. It was awesome. It was amazing. I promise to everybody, I'm going to do my best to learn social media. I'm going to get these, everything, every link that I can possibly put on there. We're going to get on there.
Yeah.
We're going to figure this whole thing out. Ladies and gentlemen, Angelina Capalbo. It's unbelievable. The wine tasting, the whole 9 yards. Thank you so much. I just got to announce next week. We got Jennifer Golden coming in, tutor. And that one's also going to be an evening one, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to also be another 5 o'clock one. So I'll let you guys know. Angelina,
Awesome.
Thanks
for having me.
Excellent.
Appreciate it.
Bye, guys. So we will figure this